Hello, my dear students. Myself Sheikh Gulnaz. Now I am here with the topic of Asia, a land of contrast, part 3 for the student of 6th standard and subject social science. Students, in the previous classes you have learned about the introduction, that about study of location and extent and physical settings of Asia. You have learned in your previous class regional divisions of Asia, that is East Asia, Southeast Asia, South Asia, Southwest Asia, Central Asia, and about physiography of Asia, that is major physical divisions, the northwestern lowlands, the central highlands. You have learned in the last classes, and also about the southern plateaus, the great plains of rivers, the islands groups, the island festoons, and the major rivers and agricultures also, like Indian Ocean river system, Pacific Ocean river system, Arctic Ocean river system, inland river system, and also about the features of agriculture in Asia, the crops, the natural vegetations and climate we have learned, and also the temperature, distribution of rainfall, winter season, and about summer season, natural divisions, natural vegetations, the tundra vegetation, the coniferous forest, the tamarind grassland, desert vegetations, monsoon forest, equatorial forest, Mediterranean vegetations. So now we are having the next we are going further about this Asia, land of contrast, about the important minerals of Asia. So since Asia is the largest continent, it has a large and varied minerals deposits. The important minerals are as follows. Students, as I said you that Asia is the it is the second largest continent, so it has a large and varied mineral deposits. So the important minerals are as follows here. In terms of iron, this speciality, now let us see here. Iron is the main raw material for the production of iron and steel. Here iron ore is the main raw material for the production of iron and steel. Asia is rich in iron ores reserves and has about 30% of world reserves. So Asia is rich in terms of iron ore, so it has reserves and has about 30% of world reserves. So China is leading producer here in Asia. Country China is a leading producer of iron ore. So India, Turkey, Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand, Myanmar, Indonesia, Vietnam, Kazakhstan and Pakistan are the important iron ore producers. So here you can say, students, in the terms of iron ore, China is a leading producer of iron ore. So except that, other countries like India, Turkey, Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand, Myanmar, Indonesia, Vietnam, Kazakhstan and Pakistan, these are the other countries which are important in the field of in terms of producing iron ore. So Korea, Taiwan, Sri Lanka, Japan and countries of the Southwest Asia are poor in iron ore reserves. So here students thought some countries are leading. So if we compare with other, they are poor in field of comparing with iron ore. So the other poor countries like Korea, Taiwan, Sri Lanka, Japan. So these are the other countries. So you can see here, students, on the map it is given to you on the image, it is available, that important minerals, where the places where it is, we can see the more in terms of these minerals. So here they have shown you the keys also, index, so it will be easy for you to understand the places where they have the much more reserves of minerals and the important places. Okay, you can see, for example, here copper, Siang is plus, so Kazakhstan is producing copper. Here you can see here also the plus point, wherever it is located to you, situated to you, so that is nothing but that is a producing country of place of that mineral. So this is all about the iron ore and the other also. So now let us see about manganese ore. So manganese is considered to be the most important of the ferro alloy metals. So it is essential for the production of good quality steel. In Asia, manganese is found in abundance in Transcaucasia, Central Asia, Siberia, China and India. So China is a leading producer of manganese in Asia. Students, next another important mineral, that is manganese, is considered to be the most important of the ferroalloy metals. If we compare with the other metals, so it is the most important metal, students. Which one is that? Manganese. So it is essential, it is very important for the production of good quality steel. Okay, we are making steel, you can see in the steel industries, the main important among that, like more important means the quality we can see in the steel because of manganese. If it is having containing manganese means that the steel is of good quality. So in countries like you can see in Asia, manganese is found in abundance. So in the much more, if we can see means it is more available, mostly available in Asia. So places like Transcaucasia, Central Asia, Siberia, China and India. These are the countries, these are the places we can where we can see or found the manganese ore. So China is leading producer of manganese in Asia. So not only in terms of iron ore it is producing or playing a leading role, but also in the another important mineral, that is manganese. In terms of that also China is a leading country. So now next we have, that is bauxite. Bauxite is the main source of aluminium, which is one of the non-ferrous metals. So ferro, as I said you, manganese is a ferro. So now here bauxite is non-ferrous metals. So the largest bauxite reserves are found Kazakhstan and south central Siberia. So fairly large bauxite areas are also located in China, India, Indonesia, Turkey and Malaysia. So students, as you can see here in the field of important minerals, another is bauxite. So it is the main source of aluminium, that is non-ferrous metal. So this metal is usually we can see usually it is found in Kazakhstan and south central Siberia. Fairly bauxite areas are also located in China somewhat. It is located in China also, India, Indonesia, Turkey and Malaysia. So students, now just for the knowledge we are getting this information, basic information. Okay, now next the another important mineral, that is coal. Coal is a fossil fuel mineral of a plant origin. Coal, it is an important source of energy, so that we get electricity also. Okay, Asia is rich in coal reserves, so but they are unevenly distributed. The largest reserves are found in China, India, Indonesia, Siberia and the Central Asian countries. So students, here the coal is a fossil fuel through which the minerals of a plant originated. So it is an important source, okay, of energy. So if energy is a capacity to do a work, so things that is working is nothing but energy, that is giving or performing the energy, isn't it students? So Asia is rich in coal reserves. In terms of reserves, our Asia continent is rich. So but they are unevenly distributed. The reason behind this is we are not getting properly is that is unevenly distributed. So the largest reserves are found in China, India, Indonesia, Siberia and the Central Asian countries. So China is the largest processor and producer of coal in the world. See here students, China is the largest processor and producer of coal in the world. So coal is available in all regions of China. India is the second largest producer of coal in Asia. Recently, the Kuznets Basin in south central Siberia has become a big producer of coal recently. Okay, so smaller deposits of coal are found in Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Japan, Tajikistan and Pakistan. So these are the places where we can see the mineral coal. It is available smaller in a small views, we can say small deposits. So next, now let us see the another important mineral, that is petroleum. Here students, petroleum is a mineral oil and a very important source of power for automobiles, railways, ships and aeroplanes. Southwestern Asia has the largest petroleum reserves which are located in Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, Iran, Bahrain, Qatar and United Arab Emirates. So UAE. These countries have about half of the world's petroleum deposits and produce nearly 25% of the world's petroleum. Students, here petroleum is a mineral oil. So it is very important for use of automobiles, of autos and also railways, ships and aeroplanes. Petroleum is important, as you know students, isn't it? So Southwestern Asia has the largest petroleum reserves which are located in Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, Iran, Bahrain, Qatar and United Arab Emirates. So these are the countries where we can see it is the largest producers of petroleum. Where these are the richest countries, students, as they are exporting this important mineral like petrol, oil, which is useful for engines and all. So these countries are there, those who are exporting, like Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, Iran, Bahrain, Qatar and United Arab Emirates. So these countries have about half of the world's petroleum deposits and produce nearly 25% of the world's petroleum. They produce 25% of the world's petroleum, these countries, okay. So next we have some countries of Eastern and Southeastern Asia also have petroleum reserves, that is Indonesia, Malaysia, China, Taiwan, Myanmar, Sarawak, India, Vietnam, etc. These are the places of Southeastern Asia also have petroleum reserves. So recently Siberia has increased its productions of petroleum recently, okay. So this was about the important minerals of Asia. So the term petroleum is derived from two Latin words, that is petra means rock and oleum means oil. So petroleum is a rock oil. Got it, students? Here the word petrol has been derived from the Latin words, two Latin words, that is petra means rock, stone, and oleum means oil. That means so petroleum is a rock oil. Got it? Saudi Arabia is the largest producer of petroleum in the world. So next we have Central Asia is also possess considerably deposits of petroleum, that is in Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, etc. Okay. Central Asia also possesses considerably deposits of petroleum in these areas, that is in Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, etc. Now let us go forward with the next point, that is major industrial regions in Asia. Despite its large size and rich mineral and agriculture than Europe, the main reason here, students see here, despite its a large and rich mineral and agricultural resources, the continent of Asia is generally less industrialized than Europe. If we compare with Europe, Asia is a continent which is having less industrialization. So the main reason for this situation are the lack of technology, capital, conservative attitude towards industrialization and large population which is engaged in agriculture. The reason behind why we are not having that much developed continent is this, students. The main reason here is lack of technology, capital, money, conservative attitude, conserving the things towards industrialization. Here students, we can see the example. We are not conserving the things for producing in industries. For example, the kabadi wala, you know students, those who come for, we can send them newspapers and all with kg and all, isn't it? They used to take kabadi wala, so that if we give them, they take use of that and they make new things. But we are not doing that. Just for monies and all, we don't give them and all. For that we will throw like that only. This is the reason behind why we are lacking. Okay, so here we can see, and the other important reason behind this is large of population we have, and most of the population is engaged in agriculture activities. This is the reason why we are behind of Europe. Okay, so an area dominated by industries and industrial activities is called industrial region. So industries are concentrated in some areas where there are favorable factors for their locations. Okay, an area dominated by industries and industrial activities is called industrial region, isn't it? So industries are concentrated in some areas which they are favorable factors for their location. Here, for example, if we are starting up a business, students, we should see first. While we are starting a business, we will see the things which have more value, isn't it? So like that, the industries also see take this care, like favorable conditions according to the conditions they used to establish industries. So Japan, there are 4 industrial regions in Japan. So the Keihin region is the greatest industrial regions of Japan. It includes Tokyo, Kawasaki and Yokohama cities. The important industries are textiles, engineering, shipbuilding, paper and cement. So here students, the Keihin region is the greatest industrial regions of Japan. Keihin is the greatest industrial regions of Japan. It includes Tokyo, Kawasaki and Yokohama cities. The important industries are textiles, engineering, shipbuilding, paper and cement. These are the industries which we can see in our country of Japan in the region of Keihin. So here you can see next students, the Hanshin. The Hanshin region includes Osaka, Kobe, Kyoto. It is dominated by textiles. Here we can see the textiles, that is in Hanshin region. The Ishibe region spreads around Nagoya city and is dominated by textiles and engineering industries. Next, the place region, we can see here industries, that is the Ishibe region. The Ishibe region spread around Nagoya city and is dominated by textiles and engineering industries. So next we have, that is the Kita Kyushu. Kita Kyushu regions includes Yamata, Kokura and Moji. The industries are steel, shipbuilding, machinery, chemicals and textiles. So these are the 4 major industrial regions in Japan, students. As I said, that is Keihin region, Hanshin region, the Ishibe region, the Kita Kyushu regions. Okay. Now let us see in China. China, it is an agricultural country. Industries development is limited. After the communists came to power, attempts were made to industrialize China. So it is a major industrial regions are Manchuria regions. It is dominated by iron and steel engineering and chemicals. Beijing regions has developed metallurgical engineering, shipbuilding, textiles and chemical industries. The Shaanxi Baotou region has iron and steel and farm machine producing industries. The Changjiang region is dominated by textiles, shipyards, steel plants and engineering. The Wuhan region is famous for metallurgical and heavy industries. So these are the industrial regions which are located in China, that is Manchuria region. In this place, we can see the dominated by iron and steel engineering and chemicals industries is there. So Beijing region has developed metallurgical engineering. Metallurgical is nothing but, students, the study of metals. So shipbuilding, textiles and chemical industries. Shaanxi Baotou region has iron and steel farm machine producing industries. Here in this region, Shaanxi Baotou, we can see, students, iron and steel and farm machine producing industries are there. So Shangjiang region is dominated by textiles, shipyards, steel plants and engineering. Next we have, that is Wuhan region is famous for metallurgical and heavy industries. Now let us see about the another important country of Asia, that is India. So students, India is a major industrial regions are in India: Hooghly, Kolkata region, Mumbai, Pune region, Ahmednagar, Vadodara region, Madurai, Coimbatore, Bengaluru region, Chota Nagpur region, Delhi, Meerut regions, Vishakhapatnam regions and Kollam Thiruvananthapuram regions. These are the places, these are the regions industrial regions which are located in the country of India. So the other Asian industrial regions are located in South Korea, Hong Kong, Singapore and Malaysia. So now let us see the populations of Asia. Growth. Nearly 4.2 billion people live in Asia, constituting 60% of the world's population. So Asia is densely populated. In 1950, the population of Asia was 1.4 billion. The rate of growth was high until recently. So now it has been decreasing. The rate of the growth was high until recently, but now it has been decreasing. So now let us see the distribution and density. The distribution of population in Asia is very uneven. Look at the population map of map 11.10. You will find that a greater part of Asia is very sparsely populated, but some areas are very densely populated. So here you can see the areas. Students, the key is there for you to understand. Brown color that shows about 1,000 kilometer square. So this is the population's area, students. You can see here. If we have more population in some areas, very densely populated regions are there also. This is all about population. So the average density population of Asia is 96 persons per kilometer square. But it is not uniform all over the continent. Students, for 96% per kilometer square they used to count as. Okay, here 1,000 persons are there means kilometer square means you can imagine how much, 1,000 into 96. So these are the, but it is not uniform in all over the continent. In some continent it has been given like this. Okay, the sparsely populated areas includes the northern and the eastern parts of Siberia, which are very cold, the deserts of Arabia, Iran, Thar in India, too dry, and the highlands of Central Asia. Students, here the sparsely populated areas includes the northern and eastern parts of Siberia, which are very cold. So here you can see very less populations is there. So the deserts of Arabia, Iran and the Thar in India, too dry, and the highlands of Central Asia. So these are the sparsely populated areas. So densely populated parts of Asia include the Great Plains of India, Bangladesh, China, Japan, Korea and Java Island in Indonesia. Most of these are fertile level land or river basins. Also, high density of population is found in Myanmar, Thailand, Philippines, Iraq, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Malaysia and Cambodia. Students, here you can see the densely populated parts of Asia are plains of India, Bangladesh, China, Japan, Korea and Java Island in Indonesia. And most of these are fertile level land or river basins. So also have highly density of population is found in Myanmar, Thailand, Philippines, Iraq, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Malaysia and Cambodia. So here Asia is inhabited by different people. You can see in Asia the yellow people of Eastern and Southeastern Asia and brown people of India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and the other South Asia. Southwest Asia includes Arab, Turks, Persian, Afghans, etc. Kazakhs and Kyrgyz are found in Central Asia. The people of Asia follow different religions. So this is the differences of Asia. So next, new terms here you learned about the autumn, billion, coniferous, fossil fuel, folded mountains, knot, limestone, lichens, mosses, oasis, raw materials, taiga, tundra, etc. Do you know, students, highest point of Asia is Mount Everest, which is 8,848 meters long. The lowest point of Asia is Dead Sea, that is 305 meters below sea level. So the Karakoram range contains the largest glaciers of the world. The Tibet is the highest plateau in the world and is often called the roof of the world. Caspian Sea, the world's largest inland water body. So the Lake Baikal in southern Siberia is the world's deepest lake. The smallest country in Asia, both area and population, is the Maldives. So this is all about the Asia, the land of contrast you learned here, students. Here, exercise. Asia is a land of contrast. Why? What is the physical setting of Asia? Which are the major physical divisions of Asia? Which is the highest mountain peaks in Asia? In which season are the rains plentiful in Asia? Which are the major staple food crops of Asia? Which is the most important fossil fuel in Asia? Which parts of Asia are very sparsely populated? Why? Mention any 3 major industrial regions of Japan. So these are the exercises, students, questions you have to solve by listening this video. And thank you for watching my video. If you have any questions or doubt relating to this chapter, you can ask me. And thank you.